Hi, welcome to Range and Country. I'm Lawrence.
And I'm Peter.
And we're here to bring you another new gun. This is the new Kral Puncher K.
Another Kral.
Another Kral. It's another shorter version. Obviously, they came out with the Lyra K end of last year. So this is another sort of shorter rifle.
Yeah.
So let's have a little delve into it and see what it's all about.
Let's have a look.
So, right, what have we got then? Up your end, we've got this.
I've got a rubber butt. Standard, nicely fitted. Nicely fitted onto the walnut stock. And we have this stock is Turkish walnut. They also do a synthetic version.
Black synthetic one.
Yeah. Not very much difference in price either. Looking at about 10 a difference between a nice piece of wood and a bit of black plastic.
Again, as we always say, as price is correct as of time of filming.
Yeah, that price differential shouldn't change too much, should it? Between the two. And talking of prices, we are sort of currently at time of filming, as you state,
just under the 400 quid mark.
Yeah, about 350, 400 quid.
Mm.
So, yeah. So we've got a nice piece of walnut stock. It's very nicely finished.
It's ambidextrous as well, isn't it?
Kral have come a long way. The stock is ambidextrous, yeah. So if you're a lefty, the lever would be on the correct side for you, wouldn't it?
It's the opposite of what it would be.
Is that right? Okay. Yeah, so moving forward. So got nice checkering on there. I must say that Kral stocks in the last 3-4 years, the Kral stocks have come a long, long way, haven't they?
I remember when we had to reject them constantly on some of the older models. There were a lot of things that just shouldn't have been.
It was like the cutting tools that they'd used to make it were donkey's years old.
A man with a chisel.
Yeah. And it's just changed completely. And they're nice, it's smooth, there's no lumps out of it like there used to be.
No sharp edges, no poor finishes.
I was going to say it's not a Manelli, but what's the difference between this and a Manelli?
Price, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, massive price difference. But it's a good quality. It's a very good quality, good feel to it.
Mm.
It really is. Now, we have in here, moving towards the middle, we have the trigger unit, and straight away you can see it's an adjustable trigger. So it's multi-adjustable. Now, this screw here allows you to move the trigger blade up and down on the trigger shaft. So you can adjust the height, and you can also adjust the angle that the trigger is at for your finger to rest on it. Just so much choice.
Yeah.
And user adjustable.
It's the trigger itself is adjustable, isn't it? For weight.
Yes.
We haven't tried it. Obviously, as we always do, we get a rifle straight out from factory and we shoot it as it comes, as you would receive it.
Real life.
Yeah.
Real life, yeah.
While we're still under there, we have got the pressure gauge underneath. It's color-coded, so you've got a nice green section in the middle. It goes from 100 bar up to 200 bar green. So obviously fill to 200, shoot down to 100. You get quite a few shots out of it. It's a 200cc
I know it surprised you earlier,
on
didn't it?
Yeah. I think I was getting 80 to 100, something like that. This being the 177 model we've got here, obviously the 22 will be a little bit more efficient.
That's very nice. That is very well finished. I mean, I'm a wood person. I do like wood in furniture and anything like that, and it really is not. It really is finished very, very well.
Mm.
It is surprising.
Like I say, they come on in leaps and bounds.
They have, yeah. Now we also moving towards your end. We've got a little stud receiver in there.
Yeah, a little
into the
brass thread.
And we have noticed that the Virarc,
the best fitting studs,
the
they
studs,
screw straight in.
It's probably an M6. It looks M6.
Well, it comes with one, doesn't it?
It does.
So,
It does. So
yeah.
that's just another. You don't have to drill the stock. It's there already. So
And also, you don't have to drill the stock, and it doesn't spoil the line there.
yeah.
So there's not a stud getting in the way of your hand.
So if you don't want it in, you don't have to put it in, and
Exactly.
it's finished okay.
Yeah. Again, the Turks like to think of they have a lot of frills, don't they?
You get a lot of value for
get
money.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
for
a
them.
lot of little extras. Moving to here, like your dual rail.
So you've got on your scope rail here, you've got a 9 to 11mm and also a Picatinny rail there as well. So you can use either or, which is quite clever.
It is clever. I don't know if it's clever. It's simple, but why not? You know, the one doesn't get in the way of the other, and I just don't see why other manufacturers wouldn't do the same.
Yeah, 100%. We've got this lovely side lever on the side. Also moving on, carrying on from the point about Kral's stocks being very, very nice, very, very well finished. The cocking lever is very, very smooth on here, isn't it? Especially for certainly a less expensive rifle, you'd expect it to be notchy. You'd expect it to sort of wobble, but actually there is literally no wobble.
The quality is getting better and better.
Yeah,
as they
100%.
go on.
Yeah,
it really is.
Now, obviously, we said that the stock was ambidextrous, but the cocking lever isn't. That's just how it is. You've also got an adjustable power wheel on the side here. Now, it's not stepped, this power wheel. It's smooth from top to bottom. What that means is the only repeatable power settings you've got are either max or min. So if you want to set the power and be able to turn it up and down, realistically, you can only really use max or min.
You have got graduations on the other side there.
Yeah, but like, how accurate are they going to be? Would they be accurate enough to re-zero the rifle for? I wouldn't have thought so.
Probably not. No, probably not. Like you say, max. You know where you are.
Yeah. You could have 2 zeroing settings on like a digital scope, and you would have it for max or min. Min if you were in barns or close range target work, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's quite handy. Again, more tools, more toys that the Turkish guns come with. Power
So
wheel.
simple as all that is an elongated slot across the transfer port, isn't it? Blocking the transfer air off.
Yeah.
So
actually,
simple.
Really simple.
Yeah. Safety catch here as well. Safe, fire. Just blocks the trigger. In a good position. Very accessible. Job done.
Fair enough. Moving forward still, we've got this lovely shrouded barrel on the end, over the barrel, obviously. It's threaded on the end of the shroud, and also it's threaded on the end of the barrel inside the shroud.
Now, we had to play with this earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, we have got a photo that we can put up.
And we took the shroud off and we screwed a moderator straight onto the end of the barrel. Looked great.
Because the barrel finishes around here, it doesn't actually work because this is the fill port section.
That was the moderator we were using, wasn't it? Was it a...
It's one of the ones that come with the ATA Airborne.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if
But
you used a more tapered...
I don't know. I don't know that you would. Because you've got to get it. You've got to get it on and in. It's got to be that. It's got to come to there.
It was close. It was close.
Yeah.
I think a more tapered moderator may fit straight onto the barrel, but then that begs a question: why would you when you've got a shroud?
You could just quit messing around and leave the shroud on.
Yeah.
The shroud will make the rifle a little bit quieter as well. So obviously, take it off, it'll be louder. And I think it finishes it really, really well as well.
Yeah, it does. It looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah. Looks the part.
Yeah. Again, obviously talking about the cylinder, you've got the cylinder underneath. It's 200 cc's, so it's fairly small cylinder, but it's smaller cylinder, but actually I don't know where you get the shots from. Then this is a non-regulated rifle, isn't it? You were doing the digging for it. Non-regulated rifle. Obviously, I guess that's where they've saved a little bit of money. But the
shot count.
Yeah, the shot count is there. Efficiency is there.
It's pretty darn good, isn't it? Yeah.
Speaking of filling.
Now, I think this is a drawback myself.
Carry on.
Do you know where I'm going?
No.
They use the Kral. The Kral seem to have a different size fitting, don't they?
They call it a Kral Jumbo fill probe, Fill adapter.
Fill coupler. Now, I think they should standardise it to the standard best fittings quick connectors.
But then they wouldn't sell their own.
But it comes with a gun anyway. Do they really sell them?
I don't know why we don't have standardised fill adapters across the industry. That would make all of our lives so much easier.
Yes, it would. Yeah. It would.
But hey, this is the world we live in. Yeah, I mean, it's a little spring-loaded jobby.
Yeah.
So you have to sort of push it on against the spring, but then when you click it off, it clicks off.
So it's a quick coupler, but what you find, you have to put a male adapter onto it to be able to put it onto a standard best fittings quick coupler, which
style, yeah.
Foster, yes, which is sort of UK industry standard, isn't it?
Yeah. Most
manufacturers' standard. So that's one thing that they could improve on, if you're listening, Kral. Was Reximex, when they do a quick coupler, I think they
do, yeah.
They fit
They click straight on with a Foster. Yeah, 100%.
They've probably got a bucket load of these in the factory.
Yeah,
so
left over from...
Yeah.
Okay. Now, one thing we didn't mention when we were on the action is it is the standard Kral magazines. And obviously, as normal, you get 2 magazines with it.
It's another thing that's improved recently, isn't it, as well? The quality of those magazines.
Yeah. They're 14 round in 177 and they're 2.2 in
12.
Yeah, the 2.2 in 12 rounds.
Easy for you to say.
That's the one. The other way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're little plastic jobbies, but they're absolutely fine.
They have changed a lot, haven't they? I mean, it wasn't so long ago that the Kral magazines were a little fiddly little thing that did break quite often.
Yeah.
But now they're still cheap, you know, if you want more magazines. But the quality's gone up dramatically.
They're a much harder plastic, much, like you say, yeah, much better quality than they used to be.
They've been working on the important things, you know, things that matter day to day to a shooter. Apart from the fill adapter. Just putting it out there, Kral.
It's just another fill adapter that you've got to have in your arsenal. Like if you had a Viroc and an Air Arms.
Yeah.
If you have this, you've still got to have another one anyway.
Yeah. I do really like this stock. This stock is really, really nice. It's, I don't know, the cheaper gun stocks.
Less expensive.
Yeah. They tend to be, it's hard to describe. It's easy. Oh.
Well, we are on video, so you've kind of got to.
It's like they've used a much finer sanding system, sandpaper, to close the grain on the wood.
Right.
And, no, you're not interested in this, are you? So on the less expensive rifles, it seems that the grain is still, it's not as smooth, that they haven't closed the grain up as much. You know, they haven't used such a fine sanding paper, but this is absolutely superb.
Now you finished gushing over it, shall we go into handling?
Manelli, is Manelli much better than this?
See you in handling. Okay, now he's stopped jabbering about the stock.
It is
into
nice.
hand.
It's very nice.
I'll make us cut again. Length of the rifle, 34 inches or sort of 86 centimeters. So it's a little bit shorter than a standard one. You'd expect it to be about a meter. And weight-wise, it's 3.5 kilos with this sort of 0.5 kilo scope. So it's
We've got a really nice, huge Hawk scope on, haven't we?
Yeah.
With side focus.
Yeah. This is the Hawk Vantage wide angle, 4 to 16, I think it is.
Very, very nice.
What do you think of the balance and the weight?
Now,
obviously you like the stock, so you like the feel of that.
I do. I sort of got to the stock and sort of that's it. That's me done. do you notice much difference on the shorter version? I don't know if you do, with the balance. I mean, there's not a lot of. It has brought the weight back a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's better. I think it is nicer than the fuller length rifles.
When I started shooting this and we started setting it up, I didn't think, oh, they've made that a lot shorter. That's a lot nicer. It just felt right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'll lose a little bit of shot count over the standard one. The Maxi, is it? The other puncher? I don't know. They're all called puncher.
They're all called. Yeah, why are they all called puncher? They could go for like the naming of the pressy holes, or different names which you love, don't you? No, you don't love the name of the pressy holes, do you? Just call them all punchers.
Yeah, if they just call them all the same thing, then it's fine. Yeah.
Just make our job harder when we're picking stock there, doesn't it?
I've got a customer asking if he wants a puncher or a puncher.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is the Puncher K, this is the shorter. One of the biggest negative comments we had when we did the Lyra K video end of last year was the looks of it. And we didn't register it at the time. We thought it looked quite smart.
It did look a bit, thinking about it, it did look a bit.
You had all the proportions of this were correct, and then it just ended. And it had a big old bottle.
But this was really long, wasn't it? It had a very long stock and a long length of pull.
Yeah.
But this hasn't.
Yeah. But I think that was much shorter in the barrel and the cylinder. It was a big chunky cylinder. Whereas this that was more of a bottle. Whereas this being a cylinder, I think it's much smarter.
Sorry.
It finishes off much nicer.
Yeah. "14 inches length of pull," which is interesting. It doesn't look. That just feels so right. I know what you mean about the Lyra K. It looked out of proportion, didn't it?
I didn't really see it, to be honest, at the time. I don't think I mind it even still. But that was what a lot of people said. Fair enough. Whereas this, I think, is proportioned really, really well.
I think they've got that really right. They probably looked at what they'd produced with the Lyra K and thought, let's get it back in proportion. And it really is.
Yeah, 100%.
Very much so. Now, we're always very honest, aren't we, in our videos?
Carry on.
When you never know what's coming.
I've no idea what this is.
And to be honest, I have my doubts myself.
Okay.
What's coming? We always like to give a balanced opinion, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We do pick faults where there is a fault, and for me to say that there's, the fill coupler, to not be able to find anything else that we could improve on.
I was going to say that is the most minor of minor inconveniences.
Yeah, it really is. And we're very down to earth, and if there is a fault, you'll know about it.
Also, bring you all back to the point of literally no movement. That's the gun moving. Literally no wobble on that cocking lever.
They have come such a long way, Kral. I think other manufacturers have really got to watch out. The Chinese market, the Chinese guns, they're still a bit rough.
Yeah, and they're made of monkey metal inside as well.
They are.
Yeah.
But the Turkish are really, they're listening to the feedback, I think, that they're getting.
Yeah. They're fixing the things that we want fixing.
We met Kral and Reximex at one of the trade shows last year, and they were really interested to hear our feedback as a retailer, getting it straight from the customers. And they really listen to us.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we have a go at shooting it?
Probably ought to stop waffling, don't we?
See how we do. Well, you ought to, yeah. See how we do. Okay, here we are, ready to shoot the Kral Puncher K. I'll finally get my words out correctly. We are shooting.
We've had everything this morning.
It's too much coffee.
Oh, that one.
We are indoor as normal. We're shooting QAir Streamlined Heavy 4.49. We had this rifle out last night. We've cleaned the barrel, as we would do with most Turkish and Chinese guns. They tend to come with quite a lot of packing grease on them from factory. Cleaned the barrel out, and these are the pellets that we've found were the best of the few that we tried. Yes, that did just happen.
What, missed the target altogether?
Yeah. Hello.
I'm at that point now.
You want to just call it? You can't have 3 shots and call
I
it.
know.
As much as we'd love to end the video there, you're going to have to put at least 5 or 6 through.
But this is where the pressure starts, isn't it? Because I know what the comments are going to be when the next one is off a bit or it goes off into Narnia.
I realised you slowed right down when you took that 3rd shot, when you realised the second one went through the same hole.
Yeah. Should I just aim off that target so it goes somewhere else?
Should we just do our ending, and should we say we'll put it to conclusion now,
Yeah.
and then if it's good, then we'll carry on?
Yeah. Oh, I'm on a high, so let's bring me down to earth with a bang.
Not bad at all. One more.
No, this will be it then.
This will
won't
be
it?
it.
This will be it. Off into Narnia.
You've got to have 5 shots. It's a nice round number, isn't it? There you go.
Well, we can't stop there then, can we?
Oh, I was going to say, I think we could call it there. Fair enough.
Well, yeah, but in the interests of sod's law and all that, should we just look at what does happen? Now, was that 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to settle into this. I'm going to...
You could make a group off to the side if you wanted to keep that one nice.
Shall I? No, let's
I don't know
try.
how many shots you can get.
Let's try.
5 or so left.
Pressure's on.
Just pretend the cameras aren't rolling.
Oh, you didn't press start.
Make me check
Been
then.
funny. I think that'll do. I don't think my nerves will take any more.
Anything else will just be doing it a disservice.
Yeah, I think it would. So,
If that doesn't say that the rifle will do it, I don't know what will. Now, we do always say that you get sort of shotgun syndrome, where you've got a traditional
length.
length.
This a shorty though, would you?
Well, it's
S400 carbine length.
yeah. What is it? 3/4 of a meter. Normal standard rifle is sort of a meter long. It's a little bit shorter. What we should say then is shorter guns tend to be a bit floatier when we're
Do you know what I found easier with that with shooting it? The triggers a little. It hasn't got a. It's a very good trigger, but it hasn't got a hard second stage.
Right.
So I didn't find it was as I was just squeezing that off, I wasn't having to put too much pressure on it to bring it off my zero. If you understand.
Not in the
No, I
slightest.
can tell by the way you're looking at me.
It's completely blank. I'm sure you understand.
It's a light second stage is basically
Right,
what I'm saying. So the first to second stage transition was really smooth, and there was no there was no extra pressure needed, evidently, on the. It was just a gentle let off. There are some pellets left in the magazine, disappointingly so, but I've just run out of.
And you don't want to get slated in the comments,
exactly,
like we always do.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, after seeing that grouping, I'll not be buying one of them.
Yeah, because everybody can do better with air rifles, can't they?
Yeah. Everyone puts every single shot exactly through the same hole.
We've said this before. This is real life, and it doesn't always go to plan in real life. And the biggest problem with shooting is the soft bit behind the trigger.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah,
you're a human. You've got to try and hold a meter of metal and wood exactly in the same place. It can't be half a degree out because you'll be 3 inches off to the side.
Quite often, you've got that pulse in your shoulder that's giving you feedback through the stock of the gun and into the scope, and it's just twitching with every heartbeat. And then you've got the mental pressure, and as soon as you get a few on, or you get a bit excited.
I think we usually hear excuses like before you shoot. So get into them.
It's real life, though, isn't it? It's just what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's nothing's perfect, Everybody will say, "Oh, brilliant day at the range today." Unlike last week, it was quite poor, and everybody does it. So that's just life.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump into a conclusion then. Okay, so what do we think overall? It shoots really, really nice.
It shot surprisingly well.
When you haven't got the stress of the cameras on.
I shot surprisingly well.
It feels really, really nice. The stock feels very, very nice, as you might have mentioned. I don't know if you picked it up on it.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
We know that they're going to be reliable. They're quite simple inside. We know they're going to be reliable. It's basically the same action block as all of the other jumbos and that sort of thing that have come before it. So, yeah, it feels really nice. Looks really nice. Shoots really well.
It's hard to fault it. It's hard to pull it up on anything, to be honest. And, people will be watching this and go, "Oh, they're selling it." Of course they're going to. Well, have a look at some of our other videos.
Yeah.
Because if there's something we find, you're the first people to know about it. But it really is. It's hard to knock it.
Yeah.
It really is hard to knock it.
Like you said right at the start, even the finish of the butt pad is really, really nice.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And the finish on the stock, I'm going back to the stock here. I'm going back to the bit of wood on the end of it. Just don't know what they've done. They must have invested in new machinery over the last 2, 3, 4 years.
And not just a bloke with a chisel.
Yeah. Yeah, really. They've probably nicked one of Minelli's machines. Whatever they're doing, it's working.
Well, it's Italian, so it's probably broken down. No, I'm not allowed to talk about cars, am I? No.
You know what Fiat stands for, don't you?
Yeah.
What's that?
Fix it again tomorrow.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is really hard to knock. I mean, we gush over things that we like. I think what you've got to get your hands on one. And we say this in all our videos.
You say that every single time. Yeah.
Just get your hands on one. Just see what you think.
Yeah.
Don't take our word for it.
Even though you should. You should definitely take a word for it. But
see if the wood is really as nice as this one is.
You'll get it in your hands and go, yeah, that Peter wasn't chatting bollocks. Not complete anyway.
For a change.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we think. We really, really like it.
Yeah. I know we say this a lot, but yeah, there's a lot of choice out there. 350, 400 quid.
Yeah.
There's a lot of choice. And this has got to be one of the top contenders.
Yeah, 100%.
Really does.
Well, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
And yeah, get your hands on this wood.